What's up, YouTube? This is Cody with Purpose Built Garage, finally bringing you the first episode of the channel. I was able to shoot that 1,000 horsepower Mustang. So, Seville, thank you so much for inviting me over, allowing me to show the world what you put together, man. It was a great time. I'm looking forward to shooting another episode with you when you're down at the track. For you guys watching, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, critique me, I'm here for it. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to bringing you more content in the future. Yeah, let's roll, man. So I'm here with Seville. This is his 1,000+ horsepower 2014 Mustang. He original owner, and let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's ask you some questions about it.
Okay.
So year's 2014. You're in the market for a new car, man. Why this one?
Well, actually, that's the correct. So it was actually 2013.
13.
Summer, yeah. So the 14s were, basically just coming out. I was sitting somewhere at CC's Pizza or something eating.
There it is.
I was driving an old. It was a Jaguar X Type or whatever. And I was out there, on the streets, trying to race that thing.
Yeah.
And I was getting whooped. And it had a little V6 in it. And I was like, man, this is not
they did.
So I'm sitting there and I was like, man, let me go by Joe Cooper Ford and just see what they got. So I had a friend over there. His name was Barrett.
Barrett.
He said, come on over, come see what we got.
Yeah, we'll hook it up.
He's like, I'll take care of you. So I went over there, drove the Jaguar over there. So he let me drive about 3 or 4 Mustangs that day. I drove a 6-speed, a white car. Then I drove another black Mustang. It was a 6-speed. Then they had the Grabber Blue Auto sitting there. And, back in the old days, it was like, if you wanted to race, you had to have a stick. I mean, there was nowhere.
I get it.
Automatic was always slower, So back in the 90s, it was
it's cool now.
Yeah, a stick was what you had to have. So I'm sitting there and I was like, man, I like that Grabber Blue because I've always been a fan of the color.
I love blue
too. I gotta have it. I was like, I just gotta have it. Even though it's an automatic, I gotta have it. So then my brother was telling me, he was like, man, whatever you do, he was like, get the automatic. Trust me. 6R80 is where it's at. I was like, are you sure? Because I'm like, the 6-speed feels good.
It does.
He was like, yeah, but he was like, eventually, knowing me, because I modify everything I have.
You have to.
He was like, you're going to go to the track, and I'm telling you, the models are going to be faster on race day.
True. Facts.
It was true. Straight facts. So, I went in there and told Barrett, he's like, are you sure you want to drive the other ones anymore? I said, no. I said, I want this one. So, wrote up the deal, brand new. And it was at a time where they was discontinuing the color.
Yeah.
So for 2014, it was like, we're not making Grabber Blue Mustangs anymore. We're done.
Got it.
Another fun fact about this car is it's rare because it has the Brembo brakes on it. So
Stock.
Normally you can only get that on the track pack cars most of the time. So
you got it on this one.
So I got it on the auto and stuff like that. It comes with different suspension parts and stuff like that. But
so it's almost safe to say this thing was fully optioned.
Pretty much. Yeah. Now they do have a premium Mustang. This is not a premium. It's got the screen.
It is now.
Kind of stuff,
it is now. It is now.
But yeah, so that's what And so like I said, I bought it in the summer 2013. Original owner. Been having this car ever since. Then it started off to where I was like, you know what? I want to see if this thing runs bone stock at the track.
Right.
You got to get baseline. So I was like, you know what? Go down to Thunder Valley. Street tires. I'm like, let me see what this thing can do. I think the first couple of passes it went like 13.0 or something like that. And I got it down to 12.90, and I was like, you know what? That's not bad. But coming from all the cars I had in the past that run 10s or faster, I was like, this ain't it. So,
no, I get it. You had that CBR 1000 too.
Yeah, I had a CBR 1000. Yeah.
That bike was sick.
Yeah, the bike was sick. So basically it started from there. Just put a little tune on the car, and I think I got it down to like 12.1 or something like that, in that range. And then I was like, you know what? Still not fast enough. I was like, I need to do some more. So then I started putting the nitrous on it, and I started spraying it. Put 150 shot on it.
So you went straight tune, straight NOS right away.
Pretty much, because it wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, so then went and put a nitrous system on, a nitrous kit, and all that. Got it down to 1080s or something. I was like, okay, we're cooking.
Yeah, that's
but it still wasn't fast enough for me. I'm like, yeah, 1080s just ain't.
No, I get
coming
it.
from the import that I had that ran 1050s, I'm like,
yeah, this ain't it.
This ain't it. So as the story goes, now we're sitting here with it. in 2026.
Still.
Yeah, so the mods are, kind of extensive, but not too extensive. Yeah. So it has a JTB blower on there, which is a vortex. It's kind of like in the middle of the road of a blower. You can go with the YSI or something like that. Is a pretty big blower, and then they got the YSI-B. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Man, it's big.
But yeah, I mean,
it's big.
It looks big, but it's in the middle somewhere.
Fair enough.
So basically, I built the motor, had the motor built. Shout out to Tricky Performance.
There you go.
Throw them in there.
There you go. Shout out to Tricky.
So yeah, so I took it to Tricky and I said, hey man, like my goal is I want to make 1,000 to the wheels. Easy. I was like, I don't want this car back until it makes 1,000 to the wheels.
That's awesome, bro.
I kind of, over the winter, I drew up a combination of kind of what I wanted. I was like, I wanted to stick with a centrifugal blower because everybody goes turbos, or, stuff like that, or root style blowers. I was like, I want to do it with a centrifugal. I just like the way they sound. I said, you know what? I got to find me a blower that's going to get me there.
That's it.
So, the first blower I had on it was a Paxton 2200. Wasn't a bad blower at all. Made 840 to the wheels on that blower.
That's crazy, bro.
Ran some 940s in the quarter mile.
I saw the video. We'll post links in the video after.
It was cooking.
That's crazy.
And I ran that setup for 2 years or so, but I said, you know what? Still not
enough. Not enough. Not enough.
I said it's not enough. So went back to the drawing board, put the JTB on it, ID 1300 injectors. Had the change converter out, Circle D, and all that. And so took the whole setup over to Tricky Performance, and I said, hey, like, I don't want this car back until it makes at least 1,000 to the wheels on the dyno.
You got it, man.
And, I went to go pick it up, and next thing you know, I got a dyno sheet printout and made 1,012 to the wheels.
Man, I don't know. I think if I saw 1,012 in something I owned, I wouldn't be able to shut up about it.
Yes,
that's nuts.
I appreciate it. Yeah. It makes a lot of power. But like I said, it also comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And what most people don't tell you is once you start making over 1,000 on anything, like you start finding out the weak links of everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
breaking left and right. Yes.
Could you take this grocery shopping if you wanted to?
Yes, I can drive. I can drive this car from here to Texas. It still has the AC. It's full
See, there it is.
Everything, and that was my purpose and my goal was to build a fast street car that you can still, drive it in the streetable. You can drive it anywhere. So
don't forget the parachute. He's got one of those too.
Yeah, I like to say that's a decoration.
So have you used that yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, because I was going to ask if you did. I mean, what's that feel like? That would be.
No, I haven't used it yet at the track because like now we're doing more of the 8th mile stuff.
Yeah.
Because the quarter mile is a little bit harder on parts and stuff.
That makes sense.
And I used to hate 8th mile racing, but now I'm starting to like
it
because you kind of get in it, get off of it, and you're done, and you shut it down.
So you said you've been driving it on the street, no problem. Have you come across any cars that have given you any problems with this 1,000 horsepower setup, or do you not really run it on the street as much?
I really don't do too much street racing, but
safe.
If I go on and put the slicks and the
you let them have it. You let them have it.
Yeah, I guess I'm older now. Like I said, I'm 50 years old now, so I'm just like all my street racing days are kind of behind me. But of course, if somebody tests me, I don't have no problem showing them what's up, but. Like I said, on street cars, it's only going to do so much anyway with all that power.
Man, but I can't wait to find out myself. I've yet to be in this thing.
Yes,
and I was his neighbor for 5 years, 2 houses down. So I get to my first ride is today, and I'm very excited about it.
Yes, but we'll see what it can do. Like I said, 40 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Oklahoma's a little chilly this week.
You see all those Mustang videos and stuff, and I'm like, street tires and a lot of horsepower and cold doesn't mix.
We'll put on a face. We'll have a good time.
Yes.
So. Fastest time, what was it? Perfect conditions if you've had them.
I'll just put it this way. So since it's they do this little grudge thing or whatever, I'll just say it's been 5 in the 8th. In the 8th mile.
Yeah. I get it.
On the old setup that I had, it went 9.0 at like 150. That was the old setup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the new setup, we're still working on a couple of bugs here and there.
Yeah. Okay.
I switched the converter. We put a $2,200 Circle D converter in there, so I have to go back out there because the track is closed right now. So
I heard.
Some data logs and see what's going on. But in Oklahoma, they're real big about grudge stuff. People do no times down here or whatever. They don't show time. So
I would. Shit.
Yeah.
I'd be showing them all.
I mean, I kind of, I'm to the point I'm like, either you can run that number, you can't. Really don't care.
Yeah, run what you brought, man.
But now that everybody's doing the 8th mile, it's kind of like a secret thing. People are on 4s or 5s in the 8th, and that's kind of like the big thing now. People are moving to the 8th.
That's quick.
So,
that's moving though.
Yeah, because I mean, when you start, 150, 160 plus in the quarter, shit starts getting sketchy. It just does.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, I had a GTI before I moved in this house, and I don't know what was done with it when I bought it because I was still new to the Volkswagen game.
Right.
I took it to Thunder Valley and I ran a 14 flat.
That's all right though.
And but what's crazy is off the track, I was beating GT or 5.0s, 350Zs, and I remember RX-8 came up, and I just regular street racing. I was able to get them, not from a dig because I didn't know how to launch the car. I was so oblivious to anything European at the time because I came from Hondas.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask is, when you bought this car, was it in your first intention to just make it an all-out drag car?
No.
Well,
so like I said, it was going to be a street car that you can take to the track and run it up. That was my whole goal.
Tear it up.
Yeah, because I'd had cars before where they was just strictly you have to put them on a trailer.
Or trailer queens.
Yeah, or you just take them to the track queens where you can only drive it on the track and that's it. And I'm just like, I don't want that. I want to rip all the interior out of it.
Man, you see this thing on the street, you notice it.
Yeah,
you notice it, especially when he puts the slicks on. That thing is mean.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a nasty beast, and I can't wait to get in it for the first time. I've never been in anything with 1,000 horsepower. I think the fastest I've been in a car was 185, and it was E46 M3. Shout out to my old boss, Robert Stokes. The top was dropped. It was the sketchiest thing I'd ever been in.
Yeah.
But I am beyond excited to get in this for the first time, man. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
What's next for this car?
I'm pretty much at a stopping point.
You are?
Yeah. Because, like I said, I got a young son.
Yeah.
I got other projects I'm working on also.
The Thunderbird?
Yeah, the Thunderbird over here.
Yeah.
The truck in the back. Still got the ATVs and stuff like that. So
man, you're just on your grown man game now.
Yeah, I wanted 1,000 to the wheels.
And got it.
No, and I'll shut it down. I mean, it's you start making more power than that. I mean, it starts to add up and stuff, and I'm just like,
I get it, man.
You can roll around with we'll just say in the 5s, 8 mile or whatever.
You're good, man. I like it. I like it. What you gonna keep it, or is it? What's it gonna be? Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, always.
That's crazy, man. Like one owner, original owner, fully built. He knows his car top to bottom.
Yeah.
And today's my first ride, man. I'm excited.
She's spinning the wheels already. We're at 60 and it's spinning them.
Come on, man. It's too much, bro. Golly.
Get off them Indian wheels.
Nobody is messing with this. No. And just like that, episode 1's a wrap. If you like what you saw, man, please come back for episode 2. I got an Audi RS3 coming your way.